Um, Yesterday I said I feel so alone because people are on like a different part of their journey. Um, and I had a really, really rough night. Not because I'm going through a rough time, but because it felt like collectively something really huge was happening, and I was like in my mind the whole time. It didn't feel like me. It just felt like like a collective habit. But anyway, I today I saw. Actually, first I just want to say that I follow this what do I call her? Like spiritual guide on YouTube. I guess technically tarot reader, but not really in the traditional sense. The channel's called Salt, and her videos are really like heart opening, and also just like they feel very tender and truthful and honest, and they feel authentic, relative to other videos that maybe they're seeking something from the audience, whereas her videos don't really seem like she's seeking anything from us. It's just she's just like putting things out there, which I love. Anyway, I follow her, and yesterday going through the roughest like emotional sort of upheaval, and in that time I I kind of like thought, where's Salt? I need a video. Like, and I kept checking YouTube. It's just like she had already posted that day, and I knew she wouldn't. It's just like I thought in those words. I said, where's Salt? And then today she posted a video, and she the title of it was, "Hi, I'm here," which I loved. That made me laugh. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about was yesterday. I felt like yesterday, and more recently before that, I felt like I'm alone in my journey, alone in the love I feel. And then I also was like, I just want to meet someone like me, or like see someone like me, have that reflected back to me. And I haven't really in all facets of me. Like, I've seen qualities of me in other people, but not fully. And I haven't met anyone who loves like me, like feels a feeling of love, and like makes it tangible, and like the energy and the vibe. And then today I like stumbled across this creator on YouTube who only has like a few videos on YouTube, and I just clicked on a random one where let me check what it's called because I really liked it. It's like a 20-minute video, and it was called "What's Happening in This World?" with like 10 question marks. And he was just like talking in his car, and I'll link his channel below. He was talking in his car for 20 minutes, just kind of, free thoughts, like not even necessarily structured, but near the end of it, he was talking about, well, first of all, he was talking about how the society isn't really built to cater to us. But near the end of it, he said his heart and I'm like, paraphrasing and maybe butchering it, but near the end of it, he said, my heart goes out to the people who, they work really hard and they're not really receiving anything. Like, they just work for years and years at a company, and like they don't get anything back. And his like point was, and he was like, I just meet people who are really unhappy, and I meet so many people are unhappy, like, and he just like felt it. Like he was like, I feel so sad. And it's like I looked at him and it felt like I was seen not as the person who's unhappy, but as the person who also looks at people who are unhappy, and I feel it, like, and I don't mean I feel pity, I don't mean I feel bad for them, I don't mean I feel guilty like I did anything. I mean, like, I feel it like we are one. It is like seeing like my brother or sister in pain, and I can't save them, and I'm not really meant to save anyone from their struggle, and they're meant to, go through their own life journey and not follow my path. It's just like I also feel sad when I see someone is unhappy, because I know that that's unfair, and that they don't have to be, and that there's a better world out there, and that we collectively could create a better world together. And it's just like, that's not what we have right now. And seeing, this guy in the video, I felt seen, I felt less alone, but also I felt this feeling of like comfort, like when you're like sorry, a lot of filler words. When you're relaxing on your couch watching a movie, and someone you're very comfortable with is there, and it just feels like an exhale, like you put down your burdens because they're like shared with someone else. And it felt comfortable because it's, maybe I had this thought for the first time that like there's so many people here who really care, and they're like pushing love out all the time, like, and I know I feel that, but I never even really thought of myself as someone who does that, even though I do. I don't really need to know someone to say that I love everyone. Like, it's not just my family and friends that I feel love for. But I know this is also nonsensical because there's 8 billion of us, but I just was like, I never thought of the fact that there's probably so many people who do what I do without thinking about it, and not really even consciously pushing love out. Just that's who we are, is like we see someone unhappy and we go like, I love you and I feel sad with you. And like there's injustice and I'm upset about that on your behalf, and not really putting shame and guilt and pity and separation into it, just kind of like togetherness. And there's probably like, it just, I don't know, it just dawned on me that there's probably so many people like that here. What was I gonna say? Yeah, also in relation to myself and receiving love, probably I don't even think of it like that. I think I just go, like the people in my life either love me or don't, right? Or like someone's gonna love me, but like they have to know me to love me. But wow, there's probably like people out there who love me without knowing me, and it doesn't mean any less. It just means like they love me as like a sister, as like a, like when Chris Martin goes like, hello my dear sister, like a sister, like my fellow human, like they love me like that, and I never thought about that. And they don't need to know me, Samreen. They don't need to know like I exist. They don't need to see me first to do that, because I love so many people. I love all of humanity. I love when people are really unique. I love when people are very different. I love when they think differently. And they probably like would never think that some random person on planet Earth is like sending love out, nor would they give it any weight, because they'd be like they don't even know me, so it doesn't matter. But my love really is really real. Like I really do care. It matters to me. Like I'm not getting anything out of it other than, I guess, feeling like the truth, not, and then like embodying it, and knowing it, and then also feeling it in my body and expressing myself through that. That's the only thing I get out of that. So my care for them is real, but like they wouldn't even think that. And so flipping it, I don't even consider that there are people like this guy on YouTube who do care for humanity. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but it was a really nice feeling to feel comfortable and to feel seen and to feel like, and to have this huge realization. And another thing that I realized was I, like I said, I really like when people are very different and unique. And like I think all these things in theory, and I'm alone in my apartment and I'm thinking, yeah, I love everyone, which I do. But you can really only like experience it when you practice it, when you're like next to someone you don't know and you like still feel love for them. And that's not hard for me. It's just I do think that like an internal habit kicks in, or like conditioning, which is that, oh, stranger is separate from me, like I don't know this person, and like, oh, this person is unsafe, like keep your defenses up. But a thing, but like the thing that I believe in theory is not a lie. It's just like I have to practice it to really make it something that I embody. And I am finding that theoretically I do like when people are different. And I'm starting to like catch when people like don't behave the way that I would have behaved in a situation, and it makes me uncomfortable. And then I see it and I go, oh, but they behave like they would have behaved, so that is fine. And I've realized that with people I do know too. I think a huge part of that is this is just the beginning of me catching it, but also that I'm a huge perfectionist, and I always want to correct everything, and I want to live like correctly, and I want to do everything right. I like when I make a mistake, I don't really forgive myself. Go into a thought spiral or something, I don't know. And like it's not wrong to have all these things. It's just kind of like a condition. It's not something I chose. It's kind of like cycle that's been going on forever, and I have to very slowly stop the wheel. And so because of that, in my mind, I think I'm like also correcting everything and everyone, where I go like, that's not supposed to be there. they're supposed to say this and this at this moment and they didn't. They're supposed to be smiling right now and they're not. But it's like, not conscious. And it's like my own worst like pet peeve if someone does that to me, like, because my mom did that to me, where she would be like, you're like, I want you to smile right now, or like fix your face, or correcting me all the time, like, you're chewing wrong right now. And I was like, oh, like, why is she focusing on me? Like, let me be. You can do what you want to do, right? But I'm doing that right now, like, without even knowing it and thinking it. And I think it's coming from me policing myself so heavily and so subconsciously that I'm doing it to everyone else. Not only that, I am just now realizing in this moment right now that it's causing physical stress in my body. That's what it is. Because I've been experiencing something where I was like, oh, maybe it's stress related, but then I was like, what am I stressed about? I don't know if I'm stressed. I don't think I'm stressed about anything. I think I'm just like policing myself. I just want to be perfect. That's so funny. That's so funny because when I say I just want to be perfect, there's no like idealized version of perfection that I'm like aiming for. It's just like I don't like making mistakes, and I've been such a stick in the mud about it. And like, I don't think I've like outwardly corrected anyone outside of work, maybe. Sorry, work people, but I haven't corrected anyone outside of that. But probably they felt the vibes, maybe. And it doesn't even matter if they haven't felt the vibes, because I know that I'm doing it, and it's like additional stress, and it's like affecting my perception of the connections, and it's just like not embodying truth. Like, I want to get to a place ideally where one second, I want to say this correctly. Where I want to observe, and I want to like hold space, and I want to I don't want to fix, and I don't want to heal. I don't want to save anyone. I especially don't want to correct anyone. I want to move away from the energy of sort of correction, because correction means that I'm proud, that I want to be right. It's almost like I want to be above someone, right? I want to be more right. I'm right. How dare you not be right? I'm not allowing wrongness, because like rightness is the only way, which is pride. Okay, right. So I'm right. But I want to see the third option. Not right or wrong, but not right or wrong. So like, not I'm right, you're wrong, or you're right, I'm wrong, but like a third option where you're like looking at it from like a 3D angle, where it's like only love and kindness. Like, how would you, if like two children were raised together by God and not humans, and they had no prior conditioning, how would they approach something, like supreme innocence, and truth? What if I stepped outside the dichotomy of like feeling anxiety, needing validation, right and wrong, like being seen versus feeling ignored, like behaving correctly versus making a mistake. Like outside of that, there's another world, right? Like there's a world of just existence where we're not subjugated to these labels, which we're doing to ourselves and also to other people. I want to become better. I want to become better at what's the word? Seeing that third option while I'm in the moment. Sometimes I see the third option when I think about it a lot later. Sometimes I see the third option when something hasn't even happened. It's like a hypothetical scenario, and which is great. I never used to see the third option anyway, but I want to see the third option in the moment. Where in the space where like I allow my feeling of discomfort at the same time as allowing them to be wrong, which like wrong in what sense? Like in my eyes, like what does that even mean? Because like I'm wrong in someone else's eyes and then they're wrong in someone else's eyes. It's like, you know, it's not an objective thing. I allow them to be who they are and I allow me to be who I am. That is like, wow, ideal goal, and I will get there. I want to be so kind that it fills my whole body, like it fills my auric state, like it becomes me, like not nice but like kind, like oh, I'm allowing you to be you, even if it like hurts my ego, because eventually it won't hurt my ego because I'll be seeing from the third option of love and kindness, in which we're not opposing forces, we're existing together, and a connection is like a beautiful thing that grows between us. You know, it's like something that's nurtured, like we're watering the plant together. And sometimes I will water, and sometimes you will water, and sometimes you will turn away from me, and maybe we'll meet later. But like all of it is allowed because you're like a living, breathing, separate entity like outside of me. And so there must be like total surrender and allowance of your becoming. I want to be so strong within myself that I can hold space for my becoming, and then obviously I will be able to hold space for your becoming. Like really huge space, like no limitations kind of space. That's like, wow, what a that's like my dream. Anyway, yeah, loved today. Okay, bye.